Hey guys, what's up? Hey, we got somebody here. Cool. Been a quick little Thursday night live stream. Wanted to make a video today, but I got incredibly overwhelmed with things to do today at work. So no video today, unfortunately. Maybe hopefully get one out tomorrow. We shall see. Uh, been one hell of a week, man. Actually, a hell of a couple of weeks. A lot of changes in my life in the last couple of weeks. So, and a lot of work. Today was unbelievably busy at work. So I'm pretty exhausted. I really wanted to put out a video today. I planned on it, but how's everybody out there doing? I see a couple people coming in. Two. Hopefully we get a few people. I had a pretty good crowd on Monday when I just kind of did a quick one. Decided like 10 minutes ahead of time to do a little live stream because I was homesick from work. So I was sick, but I had neck and back issue that morning. So which never happens to me. But anyway, and I was surprised. I had actually built up a pretty good little crowd here for about an hour or so. So that was kind of cool. So hopefully we get that again tonight. We shall see. Give it a few minutes to see if anybody wants to show up and say hello and talk about whatever we feel like talking about tonight. Doesn't really matter. I've had a couple things happen this week that I could talk about. Got a major change coming up in my life here in a week and a half or so. So that should be interesting, and I will let you guys in on some of that. And Chris Evans is here. Hello, Chris. What's going on? Doing okay. Just back to winter. 20 out with snow on the way. Oh, man. We had a beautiful day here. Snow on the way. Oh, man. It just won't quit this year. We've had a couple of little rain things and some cloudiness, but overall today was really nice. So I wore a hoodie to work and a hat, and I was just miserable. I was so hot underneath all that. But I hate to take it off at work because then I'll forget it and leave it there. So I wore it all day, even though I was pretty miserable underneath all that. Got 3 people. Cool. Burner Rubber Garage, what's going on? How's it going, man? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it. We got 5 people coming in now. Cool. Just a quick Thursday night thing tonight. Just see what happens and see where this takes us. And what am I? No, I'm not getting. I wish. Daycab Gear Jammer, what's going on? Thanks for coming in the room or in the chat here. Cool. Thank you. Topics or whatever we feel like tonight, guys. We're just doing a quick Thursday night, anything car related or motorcycles or just life in general, whatever you guys feel like talking about. Most of my streams are that way. We don't really. What's up, Shivos Adventures? How's it going? Mike by the Sun, what's going on, man? Steve Fitzpatrick, no sound. Big change career-wise, job-wise. I put in my notice at work, so I'm changing jobs after over 7 years. So I'm a little anxious about that, but I think it'll be a good thing. And when that happens, I don't know about you guys, but after all those years being in the same place, it kind of became my comfort zone, and I'm going to be getting out of my comfort zone a little bit and doing something different. So a little worried about that. I start on the 16th at my new job, so we will see how it goes. I hope it goes well. I think it will. I never failed at anything before, so I think I'll be okay, but I still get nervous, and we'll see. We'll do okay. One and only, what's going on? Yeah, it's always scary. I don't know what it is. That first few days on a new job, especially because you're going to screw some stuff up. Like no matter how close you pay attention or whatever, you're gonna mess some stuff up, and it's just part of life. But I don't know. I'll be a little bit anxious when the time comes, but I'm already am actually. But I'll tell you what, today at work, at my current job, was so bad and so incredibly overwhelming that kind of put me in a little bit better mood, knowing that I'll be moving on to something else soon. So we'll see. Not that I don't really even dislike my current job. I just feel bogged down in it, I guess. Thank you guys for the good luck wishes. Appreciate that. You never know. Maybe after 3 days, I suck at it and they get rid of me, and I'm like, oh my god. Hey Becky, what's going on? Yeah, I'm put in my 2 weeks notice at work, and I'll be starting a new job on the 16th. Oh, one and only, did you like the video where I messed with the collar? Cool. I'm glad you like that. I wish I would have done a little bit more. I could have said some more funny things during it, but I kind of just wanted to let them talk. And I was afraid that if I started trying to get too funny that they'd catch on that I was, screwing with them, and then they would just hang up on me, because that happens a lot too. I mess with them a lot. So I just try to waste their time. If they call me when I'm not doing much, I'm just hanging out watching videos, or even if I'm at work, sometimes I'll answer it and I'll just let them talk while I'm working. And every once in a while I'll be like, oh yeah, yeah, or whatever. And I like to waste their time. So Magnum Man 008, what's going on? I have not done any rock chip repairs to it, but I probably should. There's a couple things I noticed now that the winter's over and I got to go over it and clean it and stuff a little bit. I noticed a few little things here and there that need to be touched up. So we probably do that fairly soon, I suppose. Becky, I'm glad you liked it too. Yeah, I thought that was my best line. That's the only time I really tried to be funny, was when I said, I just wasted 7 minutes of your time at gmail.com. Mango 392, what's going on? Welcome in. Thank you for coming. Yeah, we got 12 people. Cool. Some of these weekdays chats are pretty good, because the ones I do on Sunday, a lot of other people are doing them at the same time, because it's really good time to do one of these. But it's cool to do them on the weekdays too, because there's not as much. I guess there's not that many other people doing it. So in the car area, the Mopar area, or whatever. So Dominic Scully, what's going on? Good to see everyone here. Cool. We got a pretty decent crowd. Yeah, I like them too. I was doing them a lot, and then I kind of, the last couple of weeks, I haven't done many of the weekday ones. I did one Monday during the day, which was weird. So it worked out pretty good though. So yeah, Chris, I'll still be in retail, just a different place. So not sure if I'll say what company it is yet. We'll see. It's car related stuff at least. So John Paul Levin, what's going on? Spring is there. Cool. You're gonna have your car out in 2 weeks. Sweet. Nice. See a lot of familiar names here tonight. That's cool. I haven't even had much time to really watch a lot of YouTube the last couple of days, so I may have missed out on some good action out there in the car world. I might have missed out on it because I've been incredibly tied up doing other stuff. So one and only's got his racing season starts tomorrow. Cool. Everything's feeling good now. Neck, back, all that stuff. Just super tight that morning, and John Paul. Yeah, I do miss my bike. I missed it immediately. I missed it before it was gone, so I miss it a lot. But I think it's better off that it's gone. The guy that bought it is going to ride it. He was a young guy. I think he was 22, which was cool to see a young dude into those kind of Harleys and stuff. So that was cool. It was his first bike, and he's going to probably ride the hell out of that thing. So. I was letting it sit there and collect dust most of the time. So I don't want to be that guy who has that car or that bike that somebody wants and refusing to sell it for no apparent reason. So I'd rather see that thing being used. That's what it was built for. It was built to be ridden, and ridden the hell out of it and wear the damn thing out and rebuild it. That's what it was built for. So it wasn't built to sit in my garage so I can look at it every once in a while and take it out for a 30-mile ride every couple of weeks or something. Magnum, you also daily drive your Challenger like me. Cool. In Illinois, so you're about the same weather. My stock tires handled just fine until the last part of this last winter. They've gotten pretty worn down. They're not much good in the snow at all now. So it's time for tires and wheel and rims, which we are about ready to order. Any day now we'll be ordering those. I'm not sure where I'm going to get those. There's some complications, but I'm going to get them ordered and get them here to my house at least. I was calling around today to get the mufflers that I bought put on, the aftermarket mufflers that I bought, the Dynamax mini race bullets. And the one place I really wanted to do them, they don't really do exhaust. He was kind of like, well, and he does not recommend that I do it anywhere else around here in town. So he thinks I should go out of town somewhere where there's people who know what they're doing a little bit better. So I don't know what I'm going to do because I just put in my notice at this job, so it wouldn't be right for me to take a day off. And then I started a new job, so I can't really be taking any days off right away. So I don't know when I'm going to get this done, but I will figure something out. So I'm in Nebraska, so like Saturdays here, it might as well be a Sunday. Everything's closed. I look at like all these exhaust places within like 100 miles of here, and I think there's one that even has Sunday hour or Saturday hours at all. So I live in a weird place, so there's not much going on around here. Magnum thinks he's going to get the Demon replica rims. Cool. I really, really wanted the Demon replicas. I had my heart set on it, and really, really wanted them. Kim just does not like them at all. She does not like them one bit. She really likes the Hellcat replicas, and I like those too, but not as much as I like the Demon replicas. So since she loves those, and I kind of like them, and I love the other ones, and she hates them, I think we're going to end up going with the Demon replicas. 305s on the back and probably 275s on the front. I don't know, but oh, it's a mess. Yeah. She's like, I don't like those. I mean, I'm not really opposed to any of them. I'm more worried about the tire size than anything. I want to get the right tires on there. So I'm a lot more concerned about that than I am the actual whatever rims or wheels we put on there. They all look pretty good. So I just got just mufflers for the car. Just going to cut the mufflers off and put on these mini race bullets. I got to find someone to do that. And there's one guy here in town that has a nice repair shop. I thought maybe he could do it, but he said he could do it, but he doesn't really do that and that kind of thing. And I don't know. We'll see. There's another place that apparently does custom exhaust work, but I won't go any further into it than that. But I don't know. Yes, car season is upon. It's nice out there now. I actually should be out cruising around. I did a little bit after work today for about 10, 15 minutes. I just drove around town. I had a lot on my mind anyway, and that's always good therapy. So I just kind of cruised up. Mango 392 says wheels and a partial wrap is next for him. Cool. That'd be cool. Magnum Man says the product he would highly recommend is the new NYC Ammo Aerator Foamer Sprayer and Froth Mix. I've seen some of their products in some videos. I've been watching a lot of like detailing videos and stuff. So no water. So I know there's no water. Oh, cool. I like some of those no water washes. It's pretty cool. I will actually wash the car and then do it with that sometimes, because it turns out really nice. Get the car washed and then I dry it and then I do the I use the I forget which one I use, but anyway, yeah, it turns out really good that way. So it takes a lot of time. It's a hell of a lot of work. But yeah, in the winter it's really hard to do any cleaning, so that would be nice. Kim went out and cleaned the inside out the other day, and it looks great. It's actually starting to get a little bit of stuff on the floor again because we've been in and out of it so many times. But man, it looked brand new again. It was great. She had it all looking great in there. Still does look really, really good. But still debating whether to get a power washer, pressure washer, or whatever, or not. I don't know if I necessarily need one. I kind of want one because I like stuff like that. I like to screw around with stuff, and I'd like to have one just for the sake of having it. I'm not sure it's necessary, but I was hoping High Octane Henny would come in because he quit drinking soda the other day. In one of his videos, he said he was not going to drink soda anymore or pop anymore, whichever you guys call it. And I decided to join him. So as you guys usually see me drinking diet something while we talk. Tonight I'm doing water. It's been a rough couple of days. I've been drinking like tea. I do still drink coffee, but just nothing with like the artificial sweeteners and stuff. And no sugars and all that. So I don't know how long I'll last. I'd like to knock it out altogether. Yeah, no, pressure washer could be good for some other stuff too, Becky. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Sidewalks, a lot of stuff. And I don't know. I want to do it, but I have a feeling it's going to be one of those things that I have laying around that I don't get out and use a lot because it's a pain in the butt, kind of. And I'll probably end up buying one though because I know me. So I get excited at the purchase time, and then I go, whatever. And I'm terrible about stuff like that. $11 people, cool. Thanks, guys, for coming. This is great. The one and only you drink Diet Coke, and you have for 30 years. I drink Diet everything. Yeah, Becky, boys must have their toys. We'll see. I don't know. I want one, but then I keep watching videos, or well, some of the guys are like, "You really don't need that," you know. I don't know. Drink a lot of Diet Coke. I drink a lot of like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, all the different flavors of Diet Pepsi, and all the different flavors of Diet Coke, and then pretty much Diet. I'll drink it except for cream soda. I don't like cream soda, but the rest of them I pretty much drink a lot of Diet Dr Pepper, Diet Cherry Pepsi, Diet Cherry Coke, the new orange Diet Coke or Coke Zero Orange or whatever the hell that is. It's creamy orange. It's really good. She's happy. She encouraged me to do it because she knows that I am getting bogged down in my life. And yeah, I do drink some flavored waters. Mango 392. I drink what's the brand I drink? The Claire Brand, I think is how you say it. It's got a weird name, but I drink some of that. It's like a sparkling flavored water. It's pretty good. Becky sees a lot of people have torn up their houses with pressure washers. Yeah, I think you could probably do some damage. When am I going to pull the trigger on a wide body Hellcat? Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. I don't know. Yeah, one and only. I got accustomed to drinking diet, and now regular stuff tastes weird to me. So if I opened a regular Coke or something, it just tastes funny. I'm used to that weird diet flavor. Once you drink it for a couple days, you become. I don't know, man. Stuff's addictive as hell. So I always like when you go to some certain restaurants where you get your own or anywhere really, and they'll have like 13 different fountains of pop, and then one of them's diet. You know, like Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, and everything else is. It's like, can't they have? Can they just throw in a couple other things in there so I have a couple other choices? But Daycab Gear Jammer says no pressure washers on vehicles. Unless you can dial it way down. Okay. There's so many opinions on that stuff. It's hard to, you watch videos of this guy, and this guy says don't do it, and this guy says do it. And they all look like they're doing a nice job, and they all seem to know what they're talking about. They just have different opinions. So I do not use the red nozzle. Okay. I see all these videos with the guys with the foam can, and it just looks like so much fun to foam the car all up. I know it's not really necessary to do that, but it's more, I don't know. It looks like fun. Then there's the foam guns, which you can hook right to a garden hose or whatever. They don't do quite not quite as exciting. Probably does just as good a job overall, though. Start watching YouTube videos and you want to buy everything in the world. That's for sure. Grundle Gangsters, what's going on? Ryan, what's going on, man? How you doing? Getting a decent people in here, getting some good crowd going. Thanks for coming in, guys. Good to see you. Seeing some familiar names, a couple new ones, so that's all good. I always like seeing the same old people, but I also like seeing the new ones, so that's cool. Doing good. Daycab Gear Jammer says he'd like to get access to one of those Hotzi steam washers. That's like some super heavy duty stuff, isn't it? I'm just gonna go ahead and start doing stuff in my driveway and doing it myself, because it's just the car wash here is just ridiculous. So yeah, I did hear about the alleged SRT ghoul. I'm assuming that was an April Fool's joke, kind of like the Hellcat minivan. I don't know. Kid at work was asking me about it, and I said, I'm pretty sure it's not real. And that car wash is ridiculous. It's muddy, so pretty frustrating. And you have to navigate your way out of the parking lot around the potholes and the mud holes and everything else. It's really frustrating. So Daycab Gear Jammer says he used to use one of those Hotzi steam cleaner things, or steam, whatever you call it, at a dealership when you worked there years ago. Does it blow the clear coat off the paint, the grease out of the undercarriage? Cool. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an April Fool's thing on that ghoul and the minivan. Yeah, I'd love to see Hellcat minivan. That would be really cool. It'd be the best minivan ever. I used to have a minivan. I got nothing against minivans. Very convenient car. Had a Dodge Grand Caravan for quite a while, actually. And it's still going. I think it's got 1,000,000 miles on it, I think. I don't even remember how many when I sold it. But I still see it driving around here sometimes. So, did you guys see the first, what was it, the new Jeep, the Gladiator? I saw the first one coming off the line somewhere today on Facebook or something. I don't remember. I don't know if that was actually today, but I saw the video of it today. Eric Martin, what's going on? Welcome. I kind of like that Gladiator thing. I think it looks kind of cool. Jeep's always had pickups in the past, way back in the day, so. Yeah, we were talking about that at work today. That the Gladiators, the price on it's pretty. Seems pretty reasonable for Doesn't seem like it's crazy priced. Mango 392 is going to go to Lowe's or Home Depot and get a pressure washer with low psi. Get cussed out with the stall with 2 buckets. Yeah, they don't like your bucket washing in those things. I heard a lot of people a while back were kind of dogging on the Gladiator, saying it was ugly, but I don't see anything ugly about it. I think it's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind having one, actually. So I think it's pretty cool. Ryan saw them at the Cleveland Auto Show, and they're sharp looking. Cool. Yeah, looking forward to the weekend too. I need to find somebody in like Hastings, Nebraska, Grand Island, Nebraska, Concordia, Kansas, Salina, Kansas, somewhere around there that knows of a good exhaust shop. I need to get those mufflers put on, and having a hard time finding anybody to do it. I live in the middle of nowhere, so it's tough out here. Gonna get the mufflers done, gonna get wheels and tires, and then we'll see after that. Dickhead Gear Jammer says, is Gladiator SRT on the drawing board possible? Probably, huh? They seem to make an SRT everything, so I guess if they think they can sell it, you never know. Not a whole heck of a lot else going on in the car news world anyway. I've been kind of keep an eye on that stuff. I haven't heard anything too super thrilling the last couple of days, good or bad, about anything really. Yeah, in California, everything's tough because you can't do anything to your car anymore without getting in trouble. So, and big trouble now instead of just now you're in deep, all kinds of trouble. So, I couldn't live like in California or any of those places, East Coast, West Coast, some of those places where there's so many, or Chicago area, I think. I don't know, there's just too many damn rules. That's one good thing about being out here in the middle of nowhere. We can pretty much do what we want. And it might be, whether it's actually 100% legal or not, no one's going to even know. So we don't have any kind of inspections of any sort or anything like that. So I guess that's the good part of living out in the middle of nowhere. Don't have to worry about all that stuff. And then I hear other people with their houses where they live in a place where there's a homeowners association or whatever, and I gotta clean my glasses off. I can't see anything. Always getting homeowners associations on you for your car or your garage door being open or your whatever, something hanging in your window they don't like or something, and it's crazy. I couldn't live like that. If you don't like the way my house looks or my cars, don't look at it. Ryan says Ohio's pretty laid back too. That's cool. Yeah, there's a lot of places around the country that are. Youngstown, Ohio. Exactly, one and only. That's how I like it. Don't look at it. Don't watch it. Don't listen to it. I believe in freedom and everybody doing kind of what they want as long as you're not hurting anybody else. So when I used to live in Colorado and Colorado Springs, for a long time we had emissions tests, but then they got rid of them, and I don't know. I've been gone from there for a while. I don't know if they have them back or not. But back for probably the last 10 years I lived there wasn't even any. There weren't any anymore. It was a real pain in the butt back in the day. Any visible smoke, and they hooked up the thing to the tailpipe, and it was a mess. And they'd look for certain, whatever, whatever components it was supposed to come with when it was a new car have to still be on there and all that kind of crap. So. But they did get rid of it. As far as I know, they don't have it back. I don't know. Although that state's changed a lot since I left, so it's gone a lot to one direction more than it was. So they may have gotten all those rules back. I don't know. Maybe worse than it was. My sister lives in Denver. Oh, cool. Ohio passed a bill to not require the front license plate, and that's the biggest carnage there. That's good. I was telling a story the other day about Nebraska. I'm not sure who was here for that. That in Nebraska, you have to have a front plate, but I can pay them $100 a year to not have one. So it's kind of a weird law. They say you got to have one, but then if you pay them, you don't have to. So why do you have to at all? I don't understand. If I can pay to not have it, then why do they require it? One and only, thank you very much. $20. Thank you, man. Totally appreciate that. That is so awesome. You guys are amazing. Thank you. I don't know what to say. That's just too cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Little adventure. You're 18 and you're about to get a Dodge Challenger. Do you have any advice for me? Take it slow at first and get used to the car and take care of it. Don't let your friends drive it. Even the SXT Plus is going to be pretty fast, and just be careful and get a feel for the car before you go out and do anything. Make sure you become one with the car before you go do anything crazy with it. And don't do anything crazy with it anyway. But thanks a lot again, one and only. That's awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Yeah, don't let the friends drive it. Yeah, insurance could be a little tricky. What's up, Robert Moore? Yeah, insurance can be a little tricky, especially at your age and everything. So, and especially if you get a ticket or something, it could be even worse. So, you might want to watch that. Be careful and definitely shop around for insurance because there's you'd be surprised the difference in prices if you actually shop around. So, not much, Robert. What's going on with you? I'm just hanging out here talking to you guys. Excited to see everybody. Didn't make a video. Haven't made a video since I think Sunday. So, feel bad about that. But it's just been a crazy, absolutely insane week here. So, I've been trying to get on and do some live streams. It's Little Adventure says insurance is like 500, but it's 500. How often do you got to pay 500? You can afford it. So, well, if you can afford it, then you always want to make sure that you're going to be able to afford the car, the insurance, and all the everything else it's going to take, because you don't want the car to stress you out and you want to enjoy it. So make sure it's well within your reach and all that stuff. Yeah, Ryan, we've been having good weather here the last few days. A little bit of rain here and there, but pretty warm temperatures, and definitely have the car out and all that stuff. So you got to pay $500 a month. I only pay $1,000 a year. A lot depends on where you live too. So there's a lot of factors with insurance. Different states and different areas have a lot higher than others, depending on whatever crime rate and a lot of other things, I think, too. So, and then your age and your credit score goes into it, and your driving record and all that stuff. So, yeah, I love Scat Packs. I love my Scat Pack. It's awesome. Can't say enough about it. It's been a fantastic car in every way. Yeah, a little adventure. Watch out when you take off. Don't spin. Just be careful with the car, especially at the beginning. Get used to it. They're great cars. You're going to like that car a lot. You're gonna have a good time with that car. They look great, and they're good cars. And so just be really careful, because showing off is all fun and everything until you do something, either embarrass yourself or get hurt or hurt somebody else or something like that, and all the fun goes away. So you don't want to be that guy on the YouTube video that everybody's watching when he did something stupid. So you don't want to be that guy. Yeah, Robert, age is a big factor. The older you get, unless you screw up or something, the older you get, the lower it goes. So yeah, it depends on like accidents and traffic, and they want to know your neighborhood and where did the car, do you park the car in the garage or out on the street, and all that stuff is there's a lot of factors that go into insurance. So yeah, don't play stupid games. You'll win stupid prizes. That's for sure. Yeah, it's not a Mustang, so don't get it turned backwards the wrong way, facing down the street on the curb like a Mustang. So. Yeah, man, I've heard a couple things. I heard there's so many Mopar rumors. Like, yeah, I heard something about Cuda maybe taking the Challenger's place, and I don't know if my thoughts would be on that. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'd worry about that or be happy about it or not care, or I don't know. Yeah, $500 a month's pretty hefty. That's quite a bit of an insurance cost there. Our car payment's not much more than that. So. all those poor Mustang owners out there with all those videos. I really like Mustangs, so I got nothing against them. I think they're cool as hell. But there's so many. I don't know if they attract bad drivers or there's something inherently in the rear end of that car that makes it come around or what it is. But people sure seem to have trouble keeping them in a straight line. Ryan, $200 a month, but for 2 cars at 22. Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, that's excellent actually for 2 cars at 22. That's pretty good. Yeah, that video was it last week sometime about the Challenger sales being down. I just did one about them being up because they beat Mustang for the first time in the fourth quarter of 2018. Now they're down, but I think it's because of the horrible weather over the winter everywhere, the whole damn country and Canada and everybody. We all had horrible winter, so it's going to hurt the sales of these kind of cars. I got a lot of people unhappy with that video because they said I was clickbaiting, and I kind of was, but I mean, I didn't think it was that bad because I said Challenger plant shuts down or whatever the hell the title is, and got a lot of views. I don't want to be too clickbaity, but everyone does that. I didn't say the Challenger's going away forever or anything in the title. I just said, just left out part of it, just shutting down for a couple of weeks. So yeah, one and only. You said your wife works for FCA and there's a new car coming, and she would not tell you what it is. So it'd be CUDA or something. Maybe they're going to get rid of the Challenger. I don't know. I'd love to see him keep both. Do both. Keep the Challenger as the big traditional muscle car and do the CUDA as the Mustang and Camaro fighter, more on that weight range and power to weight ratio and handling and all that stuff. So you think it's the car, Ryan, more than the drivers? They do seem to come around a lot. I don't know what's up with that. Also noticed in road course racing, I don't know what it is, but a lot of guys in Porsches seem to have the same issue. I don't know if there's something about those cars or what, but so nothing's leaving. Well, that's good news. I think CUDA would be cool, and if they did, like everyone thinks, they're going to do so I'm dropping stuff on the floor. Lighter, better handling car. That'd be awesome. I think that would be cool. I'd love to see him go more directly at the Mustang and Camaro, because people always want to throw the Challenger into that pile, and it's really not. I mean, it's a much larger, heavier car. So, Roy Neighbor, welcome. How's it going? What are you guys paying for gas per gallon in the USA? $7 a gallon in Canada. Wow. I'm paying 270 a gallon here in Nebraska right now, or 279, I think, maybe. It's been jumping around a lot lately. It went up and it started to drop again and went up again. I think the last I saw it was 270 or 279. $7 a gallon. That's when I'd start to get a little worried. I don't care about gas mileage and gas prices. I don't even pay attention really, but there goes my phone. Somebody's messaging me. Make sure it's not one of my children. It is one of my children, but it's just about, yeah. Let's see. So everybody's naming their gas prices. Looks like I got some of the lower. I think we're 279 here. Dominic's got 280, so we're right there. 350 for premium. 309. 340 in Chicago. I saw some Los Angeles ones where it was outrageous. I don't remember anybody out there in that area. I saw some pictures the other day. It was pretty shocking. Yeah, I mean, a lot of those in certain areas, it's tax. I mean, there's a lot of tax just in the gas price too. So you got to take that into account. Yeah, $7 a gallon. I might drive the Toyota Prius a lot more and the Challenger a lot less, because that would start to be a little bit of a strain on the finances. I don't know. We'll see. I hope we don't get that. Becky's paying $299 for premium. Yeah, I think that's what the premium is, right about $3. $279 for the address. I can't even get premium here. We have to go down to Kansas to get premium. So there's going to be a 10-cent gas increase on gas during July. Oh, that sucks. All these damn politicians always wanting to take everybody's money, and they love to do it on gasoline because people don't notice it as much, because the gas prices jump all over the place anyway. According to the price of a barrel of oil, so they can tax your gas, and you're not going to even so much notice that as much because it jumps up and down all the time, and they're reaching right in your pocket and taking money out, and people keep voting for them. It's crazy. Yeah, I remember when diesel went way up for a while there. It was and that made the prices of everything go up because everything was costing a lot more money to get things delivered and shipped and all that stuff. So geez. So yeah, you carbon taxes, that's ridiculous. And they always have all these different taxes, and so exactly what is taxing it? How does that help carbon? I mean, it's just crazy. Taxation is theft. Yeah, Memorial Day coming up. That's when gas prices always spike up a little bit there because they know they're going to be more demand. Oh, cents per liter, yeah, 100, so $1.25 a liter. So that's yeah. I was so proud of myself. I was going to show off to High Octane Hemi that I'm drinking water instead of pop. He doesn't show up tonight. He quit drinking pop, so I thought I'd try to join him. And I can remember a few years ago when gas prices spiked up pretty high here, around four something, I think. Got a little scary. Then they dropped way down, and $1.80 a liter. Wow. Sheesh, that's crazy. Well, that will definitely hamper some of these car sales too. If gas prices get out of control, then it will definitely change the face of the automotive industry. It always does. They're always behind though. They start building big cars and then gas prices spike and they try to rush back to the other thing. And then they're always behind the curve on everything. So, all right, one and only. Good luck with the customer. Come back if you can. I think when I lived in Colorado, some certain taxes weren't as high, but and then out here, there's a lot of things that aren't taxed, but then there's a lot of things that are higher than their cars are taxed here more on your property value of your car is more here than it was there, and property taxes on your house are pretty high here too. So, but there's no tax on food. There's no tax on a lot of things. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah. The housing market crashed. Gas went up. The economy went really bad, and the place I was working at the time was a factory, and they were laying off everybody. Every day they'd come by, human resources would come in and on their golf cart, and they'd pick somebody up, and that person would be back in about 10 minutes to clear out their locker and go home. And somehow I made it through all that without getting laid off. We were down to like 100 people out of, I think, close to 600. So I had the few special skills there that other people didn't do, and that's what kept me there. Yeah, there's no tax on food here, grocery food, and trying to think what else. There's not. We don't have but the property tax on your house and your car are pretty high. Now, if I go down to Kansas, which is just a couple miles from here, and I buy food, there is tax on it there, like 6.5% or something. So, Everything is high there. And then some states don't have income tax. I think Texas, Nevada, Florida, maybe. Somebody can correct me on those if I'm wrong. There's a few states with no income tax. Still have to pay federal income tax, of course, but yeah, there's a big movement around the country. A lot of the high tax areas people are moving out of them. So the politicians' response to people moving out of the high tax areas is to raise taxes even higher because there's less taxpayers, so they need more money. So then they run more people off. They run businesses off because businesses have to run on profit. They can't. Businesses aren't just there to be nice people and hire people, So they have to make a profit. They have profit margins they have to meet, or they can't do business there. So they run all these people off, and then the response to that is, well, let's raise them again because we're not getting enough money now. So it's crazy. It's the craziest thing. It's common math, common sense, everyday stuff, but some people can't figure it out. So yeah, Becky, you can move to Nebraska. It's not too bad here. Texas, I think Nevada, Florida, there's probably some other states I can't think now. So we went from car. Now we're talking about taxes. What is your dream car? Everybody name the dream car. Mine would be, and it's pretty simple. Yeah, the straight roads out here are awesome, Becky. That's another good thing about living out here. My dream car would be a Challenger Red Eye wide body. Yeah, that's what I want. I mean, if I won the $50 gazillion lotto, that's probably the nicest car I would get. So I'm not really a supercar kind of guy. I don't know if I had that kind of money, maybe, but not into the McLaren and Lamborghinis and all that stuff. But there's nothing wrong with them. I like them. They're cool, but I probably wouldn't buy one no matter how much money I had. So my dream car would be like I have a whole bunch of different cars, though, and a huge garage. Whoops. Yeah, red eye for you as well. Cool, Mango. Yeah, that would be my ultimate. I think I'd love to have I always want to have like this house that the garage is underneath, and you live up above the garage, and yeah, like Jay Leno's garage, like that. Yeah, have a whole bunch of cars in there. I'd love to have a bunch of old cars, a bunch of new cars. Definitely a new Challenger Red Eye and an old Challenger 70 or 71. What else? I love the new Mustang GT 500, Mustang GT 350. Love to have each one of those. I'd like to have a nice pickup truck. And I'd like to have an old, about like a 65 Ford or 66 Ford pickup truck that was customized and lowered and hot rodded out. And that's another dream of mine that I like to do. An old station wagon. I don't really have a preference. I like a lot of old station wagons. I'd like to do something with one of those. 67 Corvette, 427, a new Corvette. Yeah, Trackhawk's pretty cool. Like I say another day, I wish they made it look a little bit more. Maybe I haven't looked at them close enough. They just don't seem to stand out that much from the regular. They're badass though. Yeah, 01 Corvette. Or wait for the C8 to come out with the mid-engine. Whenever that finally happens, there's like news about it every day, but it never. I don't know. We'll see. Should be pretty cool when it comes out, though. Can't think if there's any Camaros I really want that bad. Becky Ware says she's really happy with her 2014 RT Classic, but she needs a Demon. Yeah, you should get one. You can do it. I'm more into the Red Eye because the Demon is such a drag race focused car that there's nothing wrong with that. It's really, really cool. I love it. But the Hellcat Red Eye is a little more of a all around kind of car, so you can do a little bit of everything with it if you want to. So Ryan says he's not a GM guy, but his brother is. He has a V6 Camaro. That's cool. I like a lot of GM cars, not newer ones necessarily, but old. I like to have an old El Camino. That would be pretty cool. A 59 Impala would be really cool. It's a beautiful car. Mango392 says he would get a Mustang Chevy, but Ford is scaring you with their engine problems. Yeah. I don't know. Every car company seems to be having some kind of issues with stuff. It's so much more under the microscope these days. Back in the day, you might not hear every little problem that all these cars have because the internet wasn't here and all this kind of stuff like we're doing right now. And, YouTube and all the forums and all that stuff. We have access to so much information now that sometimes things can seem a lot worse than they actually are because we're hearing about all of it, so like the ZR1, was it the Z06, the ZR1 Corvettes were having overheating problems on the track. They were putting down awesome times at the track, but they were overheating after a few laps. So they had to do a bunch of work on that. And I think that's one of the things with the C8. They're trying to make sure that they don't run into that issue again. Ryan, good night, Ryan. Thanks for coming in. Get back to work. Take care. I think the Mustang, the Camaro, and the Challenger have all taken a pretty big sales hit, partially because of the seasons that we just went through that were just extra bad. So, and then with some of the problems that have arisen too with the cars. Good night, Ryan. Like, I think those sales figures for the Challenger dropping 28% or whatever it was, that was from the same time last year. So last year we had a very mild winter, at least most of the country did. So I think that's probably a pretty good hefty portion of that drop in sales is because we were in this deep freeze and people weren't thinking about, hey, let's go buy a Challenger. People were worried about how to pay their utility bills, and if they were going to buy a car, they probably weren't thinking about those kind of cars. So. Yeah, people always talk about the Hemi tick. They all have a little bit of a tick, I think, but a little more than other cars. But yeah, and everybody wants to talk about it all the time. And what is it? There's several little issues. Every car has their issues, and then it gets blown out of proportion because every video talks about it, or every car forum on Facebook or whatever, wherever it kind of spirals out of control. Probably a lot like the Mustang crash, the Mustang crashes at car shows. Once it becomes a little bit of a thing, it just blows up bigger and bigger and bigger. And every time a Mustang pulls out of a car show, 45 people pull their cameras out. And it's like we were talking about the other day in here. I think, I don't remember if that was Monday or Sunday, but like people talk about how crime's so bad and violent crime and child abductions and women getting attacked and all this stuff. Actually, the real FBI statistics, it's dropping. It's been down. It's been dropping for 30 years, and it's safer out there than it's ever been. But there's so much more of a microscope on all that stuff, and you hear about the news instantly 24/7 all the time, the internet and this kind of everything, that it seems worse than it is, and it's not nearly as bad as it was back in the old days. You just didn't hear about it as much back when, like when I was a kid or my parents were kids and all that stuff. So the Hemi tick is somewhat normal. I think most of them make a ticking sound from brand new. Mine made a little bit of a ticking sound from brand new. It's actually doesn't as much now as it did when it was brand new. So, or maybe I'm just gotten used to it. I don't know. Yep. Get the oil catch can if you can. I got one. It was super easy to install and looks kind of cool. And it does a good job of not putting that oil back into the intake. So even back in the old days, the old Hemis, way back in the day, the real Hemis, as they say, they made a ticking sound too. So a lot of the old school guys, these are not real Hemis. These aren't real muscle cars. These aren't real, they're some of the older guys, or even younger guys who are more into the old stuff, don't they like to talk bad about the newer stuff. I like both, so kind of that with motorcycles too. I love the old ones and the new ones, and cars the same way. Old ones and new ones are all cool. I'm not gonna act like something's cool and something's not. It's all good. A little over an hour here. 9 people still here. That's cool. I finished my water. I'm going to yell at High Octane Hemi when he comes in, or when I see him next time. He was supposed to. I wanted to show off my water. A little upset. I should have had a pop. Damn it! It would have tasted a lot better. Yeah, I know. As I say, Becky, these cars are faster. I mean, they're. To be honest, realistically, really, some of the normal everyday cars nowadays are faster than some of those old muscle cars were back in the day. So that they bragged about so much. I mean, some of the everyday transportation cars are quicker than some of those big bad muscle cars were back in the day. So it's just a fact. So yeah, I like them all too, Mango. It's whatever you like, and whatever brand you like, or I can, I like all kinds of stuff. Like I said, my dream car list includes something from a lot of different companies. So, and if I were going out to buy a pickup truck right now, a new pickup truck, I'd probably buy a Ford, most likely, maybe a Dodge. But yeah, the other night he was having a hard time. He said he was here. I saw his video. He said he was here watching the live stream, but he didn't say anything because he was having kind of a rough day, and he stopped drinking pop too, and he was just tired. And I know the feeling. I had a headache for the first 2 days. I don't know if that was related to not drinking the pop, because I was still drinking caffeine. I was still drinking a lot of coffee, but so I'm not sure if that was related or not. It went away after a couple of days, but probably was. I think anything that you put in your body that much every day is probably you're going to become a little bit dependent on it, at least mentally, if not physically, or both. It's really hard though, man. Every time I walk by a cooler at work full of pop, it's almost like an automatic response to grab one, because like I said, sometimes I would have 2 open at once because I didn't realize I had already bought and opened one, and then I end up with 2. So then I got to slime one down because I got another. It's just stupid. Never ending cycle. I mean, I don't smoke. I barely ever drink. No drugs or anything like that. No real drugs. Don't do anything really bad except for a damn soda pop. So true. Robert says he pissed a 70s Camaro owner off in his '08 Ultima 3.5. He kept doing burnouts from lights. So when we wound up next to each other, I let him have it. Yeah, I mean, some of those cars will beat those cars. So there's ladies driving around going grocery shopping and picking up the kids and stuff in cars that she probably didn't realize it, but it's faster than a lot of those old muscle cars. So faster, better traction, so a better, yeah. So I don't know. I'm not cutting down those old cars. I love them, but Becky says she's no Diet Coke for 3 days, just a bad week, and haven't made it to the store. So you're not like going purposely not drinking your Diet Coke. You're just, yeah, horsepower too. You're not purposely not drinking your Diet Coke. You just haven't been to the store. Well, we're having a big sale on Coke at my store right now, and Pepsi both. So, and 7-Up products. Everything's on sale right now. So we sold a crap ton of pop today. Every person coming through the lines just had carts full of pop because everything's super cheap right now. I think last week we didn't have any pop on sale, and this week like everything's on sale. So people wait, and when it goes on sale, they stock up. I've been taking I always take a big thermos, hot, whatever thermal cup thing to work full of coffee every morning. I started taking 2 because I'm not drinking pop anymore, because I would always drink my cup of coffee and that would take me an hour or so. And then as soon as I was done with that, I'd go up and get a Pepsi Zero, which is it's a diet Pepsi, but it has like extra caffeine in it. So that would be my second drink of the day. So I started bringing 2 coffees. That way I could drink one, and I leave the other one in the car. And then when I get that one, I walk out to the car and get my other one. And that gets me through till most of the way through till lunch. Then I switch off to water or something. So I'm trying to get that caffeine still. I don't really think coffee hurts you. I don't think caffeine's necessarily that bad. It's just all those chemicals and crap in the pop, in the diet pop especially. I got a phone call here. I'm gonna let it ring because I'm going. I got a guy looking at Kim's son's computer's messed up, and I got a guy looking at his computer. He's calling me right now, so unless you guys want to put it on speaker, we can all talk to him. Yeah, Dominic, when people are like, a girl 300 horsepower is nothing when they forget about the 80s and 90s. Exactly. My sister had a 1984 Camaro Z28 with a 305. That thing had 150 horsepower, I think. It looked like cool and everything, and it was a Camaro Z28 with 150 horsepower, maybe 160. I had to look it up again, but it was somewhere in that range. And it seemed kind of quick at the time because cars were so damn slow back then. Yeah, the 80s, the late 70s, 80s, and 90s were all some slow cars. 92 Mustang was 240 horsepower. Yeah, that's when they started to get a little bit back up there again. I remember when back in the day, I really wanted a Corvette really bad, and I obviously couldn't afford a new one at the time. I was a younger guy, and I was looking at like 92 Corvettes in that range, 90, 91, 92, 93, somewhere in there, and they were 300 horsepower. So, and I was for a Corvette. So, look at the even like the mid 70s Corvettes with the L82, which was the more powerful engine, were only 230. I used to know all this stuff off the top of my head. I can't remember. I want to say 230, 240, something like that horsepower, and that was in a top of the line Corvette with the most powerful engine they made at the time. So, yeah, they were not very fast. And then when they came out with the ZR1 Corvette in 1990 through 95, I think it was, they had 375 horsepower in the beginning, and then it went up to 425, and people thought that was just insane at the time. That was crazy. They said, well, everybody was like, well, they're never going to build cars like this again. This is it. These are the fastest, most powerful American cars they're ever going to make again. And it was 425 horsepower. Everybody thought that was just crazy, out of the world performance. What's up, one and only? How you doing? How'd the customer go? Cool. We're talking about 70s, 80s, 90s cars with even with the crappy horsepower. Just needed engine work. Cool. We're talking about how some of the newer normal everyday cars are actually quicker than some of the old muscle cars were at the time. So not all of them, but some. Becky says, she doesn't really need more horsepower, but you still want it. Yeah, you don't need it, but you want it. If you want it, you need it. That's my opinion. People say, why do you, that's always people's favorite thing. Why do you need, and then fill in the blanks? Yeah, I don't necessarily, if I want it, then it's a need, because I have the right to, and I want to. So that's why I need it. Think, why do you need wider tires in the back of your Challenger? Are you going to go drag racing? No, probably not very often, but still want what I want. Mango 392 says Dad had a VW Scirocco. I forgot the horsepower, but that car was quick. Yeah, some of those cars were pretty quick and probably pretty light. Yeah, Dominic, you get used to what you have, and then you want more, and then you get used to that, and you want more. True. One and only has people almost daily ask you for 1,000 horsepower. That seems to be the benchmark now. 1,000 horsepower, and it'll probably be 1,200. You watch YouTube videos, and everybody's trying to get to that 1,000 horsepower thing all the time. So. Everybody wants more power, more horsepower, more everything. That's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Becky Ware could live with a 6.4. Yeah, you'd enjoy it. They're fun. It's not the fastest thing in the world, but it's a lot of fun. It's faster quicker than almost any car you pull up next to. Not always, but. So one and only says that Mopars are by far the easiest to get there right now. Cool. It's good to hear. Hellcat's Red Eye Demon, yeah. You're getting up there pretty good start in the first place. So yeah. Please. E85, yeah, I see a lot. I've been watching a lot of videos. Interesting stuff going on, just really in all the car. We're a lot of crazy stuff, crazy horsepower, and it's like the second age of the muscle car or whatever. It's pretty cool. So a bunch of guys now, when they get old, to be telling those same stories that we heard from all the other guys when we were young. Older than probably most people in here, but a lot of fun. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be in the cars. It's a good time to this whole scene is just really cool right now. And there's a little bit of a war going on between the companies, which is healthy and it's good, So yet they keep trying to one up the other one, and that's really cool. So Robert Moore says he did a burnout in his 5.7 and was upset because it didn't feel like it had enough. Well, if you do a pretty good burnout, that's pretty good, That means you got something. If you did a nice burnout. Danette Sunday, how's it going? Hey, Joey, I just got home. Good to see another live chat. If you want to get I'm happy with 7. Yeah. You got 797 horsepower and you're not going to spend any more money to get to 1,000. Yeah, I think I'd be pretty happy with 797. That would keep me real happy for quite a while, I think. So, yeah, I remember a little bit of the muscle car. I was really, really little. Yeah, but then as I got older, those cars were still around because there were still quite a few of them driving around when I was old enough to start thinking about cars and stuff like that. So there were still quite a few out there running around. Then as I got older, those cars became worth a lot of money. And like everybody was talking about in the 80s and 90s, there was nothing. There was really not anything new coming out. There was anything to speak of. Occasionally a thing or two here or there, but for the most part, nothing until recently, last 10 years or so. So it's nice to see it happening all over again. And so how's the 797 horsepower going for you tonight? You having a good time with that, I'm assuming? Been getting it out and driving? I would imagine it's an awesome car. I bet that is. The big debate now is which is better, foreign or American. I don't know. I think that's died down a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just my perception of it. A few years ago, it was more arguments over that kind of stuff. Now everybody just kind of looks at each other's stuff and thinks, well, that's what they're into. That's cool. I see a little bit more tolerance of each other now than I did a few years ago, I think. So. I think I remember one of my first memories as a really little kid was we lived in some apartments and a neighbor guy had a Corvette. It must have been like a 69 Corvette or something, I would guess. So I just thought that was the coolest thing. So my dad told me as much as he knew about the car and stuff. And I still remember that standing out on the sidewalk looking at that car all the time, thinking that was pretty damn cool. One and only Shelby Chargers. Yeah, I forgot about the Omni GLH. Yeah, forgot about those. And then the GM Typhoon and the Cyclone and the Buick Grand National Regal thing those are all pretty cool cars. I remember a lot of people were excited back in the day when those Cyclones and Typhoons and the Grand National were beating like Ferraris and stuff at the drag strip in Denver there at Vandermeer. So there was a lot of talk back then about how cool that was. So still love to get a Grand National. Those are awesome cars. The worst car, Driving Ivan says. Hello, Driving Ivan. How's it going? What do you think the worst car of all time? I've seen some of those Russian-built cars back down there in back in the day when they were, total communists, and there was really no innovation or anything because there was no incentive to innovate or to improve anything because you're not going to get paid for it. So I forget what they were. Was it like a Trabant or something? Some of those Russian things were just pathetic. But as far as like regular cars that we all know here in America and Canada and stuff in the United States, oh God, I don't know. Yeah, the Taurus SHOs were cool. Yeah, that I think the Trabant was one of the more famous communist cars. They were just like a box with wheels, and a Yugo was probably nice compared to that thing. So yeah, Yugo has to be pretty bad. Maybe the Renault car. I don't know. There were some pretty bad ones like we got Pinto and the Vega and the. Although I don't think those were terrible. I mean, they're bad, but they served their purpose. I think you still saw a lot of Pintos on the road up till a few years ago. Pacer. I don't know if the Pacers and stuff are necessarily bad. They're just ugly, I think, in most people's opinion. I don't know if they were necessarily bad. I don't know. Maybe they were. K cars were needed at the time, but yeah, they weren't very good cars. But the car industry was just, and Chrysler in particular, was just circling the drain. Chevy Chevette. My grandmother had a diesel Chevy Chevette. Of all things, what gave her the idea to buy a diesel Chevy Chevette? I don't know, but she did. Yeah, the K car kind of saved that company, and they sold a bunch of them and all that. But at that time, it was a depressing time in America. The economy sucked, and minivans came after that. Yep. Oh yeah, minivans for sure saved Chrysler, and I still think they built the best minivans. So the Gremlin, I liked Gremlins when I was a little kid. I thought they looked cool. I don't know why. I thought it looked cool, and I don't. I look at it now and I don't know what did I like that. I don't think it's horrible, but not as ugly as the Pacer. Trying to think. Mango says he had a Mitsubishi Diamante, which was the worst. Had so many electrical problems. I had a '79 Dodge Omni that was probably the worst car that I ever owned. But I mean, I bought it for like super cheap. It was used, and I bought it. I didn't expect much out of it, and it had a lot of miles on it. But it broke down like weekly, and it literally was falling apart. The inside was just disintegrating. It was like you'd get out and there'd be stuff all over you because the inside of the car was disintegrating. Yeah, some of those GM cars in the late '80s, especially the interior parts, were just like they would literally fall apart, like disintegrate on you almost. It was weird. Dominic was talking about an '89 Chevy Beretta. I had some bad cars. I had a '89 Pontiac 6000 wagon, which actually wasn't. Beat the hell out of that car, and it never totally died. And I had a '90 Chevy Celebrity, which was basically the same car, only not a wagon. I mean, it started and ran every day, but the inside and everything everything was falling off of it all the time. The motor and drivetrain seemed okay, but everything else was just pathetic. Yeah, there's a lot of bad cars. That's why I say like every company's made some really bad cars and some really cool cars. So nobody can sit there and say, "Oh, my company that I like is so cool and all the other ones suck," because they've all done some good stuff. They've all done some bad stuff. So yeah, those '80s Corvettes now, the interiors are all trashed in them. Every single one of them's horrible. None of them stood up. Even the ones with the low miles don't seem to have a lot of the interiors are pretty beat up, so I don't know. Berettas, yeah. I remember the Berettas. I thought they looked kind of good at the time, I think. It shows you where the car designs were at the time when the Beretta seemed like kind of a good looking car. When they would do like a Beretta Z34, whatever the hell it was, or a Cavalier Z24, which was basically like, I think it was just like a regular Cavalier, and they put some like some spoilers on it and side skirts and different wheels, and said it was Euro. Yeah, 90 IROCs were cool. I like that. Version of the Camaro. I think it's a good looking car. The whatever generation that is. Is that 3? I guess 3. I think. Yeah. Not a big Camaro guy, but I think those look cool. Plymouth Champs. The Dodge. Was it the Rampage that was the little pickup truck? The Dodge Omni front end or whatever, and a little bed in the back. Those are funny looking cars. Well, I think we're going to wrap this up, guys. We're getting close to an hour and a half, and I think when it goes past an hour and a half, it starts to loop over each other on the replay. Not that it matters. Nobody watches the replays anyway, but wow, 267,000 miles on one of those? Eesh. On a Rampage. I remember I knew a guy with one. He played drums, and he would haul his drums in the back of that Rampage. Oh, a Daihatsu. I forgot about Daihatsu. Driving Ivan in his Daihatsu. LA to Vegas in the back of a Daihatsu. Jeez. Yeah, the 84 Corvette with the Crossfire engine was trying. The car handled really good, though, I think, at the time. But the motor wasn't exciting. Still leftover motor from the 82 Corvette. I think I'm going to wrap it up, guys. Thank you to everybody who came in, and really appreciate it. Thank you, one and only. Thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate that. I will be back for sure Sunday night, possibly before. Hopefully I can make some video. I'm just having a heck of a time. So see you, Becky. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Robert. Driving Ivan, one and only. Everybody else, Robert Moore. Mango 392. Next time we're here and Hack and Hemi comes in, everybody's got to give him a hard time for not being here because I drank my damn water for him and everything. I'll see you guys. I'm gonna shut this off and get out of here and try to get a little bit of sleep tonight. Probably got another crazy day tomorrow. Night, guys. Thanks. Appreciate it.